Big East women's basketball season off to a bang. Amara Coleman, winner. DePaul beats top 25 Oklahoma in overtime. He's John Fanta. I'm Jay Alter. Big East women's hoops. Once a week, we're going to give it to you right here in the Big East Digital Network studios. John, talk about a clutch shot to start the season.
DePaul ball at its finest,
Yes.
Jay. A combined, if my math's correct, 119 points in that game against number 22 Oklahoma. Folks, Amara Coleman with 23 points, Ashton Millender with 21. There were 5 Blue Demons with 16-plus points. Doug Bruno has drawn up offenses that are just great year after year. And this game, after a tough loss to open the season for the Blue Demons, they bounce back big for their resume.
2 games played, averaging 100 points already. Coach Bruno, DePaul ball, high-octane offense, picking up right where they left off last season. And boy, we are happy to be talking about Big East women's hoops. The season is underway. And John, you mentioned DePaul ball. They're going to be at the top of the conference as they have been the last couple of years. But there is some depth to this league now. A lot of teams in the conference impressive in their opening weekend.
Yeah, let's take a look at the storylines across the Big East. As if you look at this league, there's teams on the rise as well, and it starts off with a Butler Bulldog squad.
It does. Tori Schickel was the standout last year. Now, learn the name, Whitney Jennings, impact transfer out of Iowa. How about this for a Bulldog debut? 30 points. Hey, welcome to Indy. And Jennings is, look, Tori Schickel, great post player, maybe the best post player in the conference.
Oh, she is.
And she is. But to have a duo out there in Indy is great for the Bulldogs. They are on the rise with Jennings.
And they have some good backcourt pieces. This Butler Bulldog squad returns a good amount of what they had last year between Sydney Buck as well as Spolier and Weaver. This is a Bulldog squad, Jay, that I think could be a dark horse. While they're picked in the back half of the Big East, the way that they play, they can break down a defense. And now it's about efficiency for them, avoiding those turnovers. I like this team that Kirk Godlewski has to be better this year.
Okay, top 5 points of the opening Big East basketball season. Here we go with number 4, the Friars, the Fighting Friars. They come back from 20 points down in the fourth quarter alone to beat Northeastern. Oh, what a win for Providence.
Yo-Yo Nogic,
Yep.
31 points. She shined last year. And then Maddie Jolin, as a freshman for Providence, did a lot of good things for them. She had 18 in this one, but the one that stands out to me, Jim Crowley's looking for post play, Nyasia Franklin with a double-double.
And that team really coming together in year 2 of Jim Crowley, of course, relatively new coach into the league, coming from St. Bonaventure. And I love what Coach Crowley's building there. A team that does not give up. A lot of teams roll over down 20 points in the fourth quarter. Not this Providence women's basketball team. This is exactly what the Big East is about. Coming from behind, grinding out a victory in non-conference play.
Jim Crowley was an outstanding hire for this Providence women's basketball program, Jay. And last year when we spoke to him, he said, I want us to play to my players' strengths.
Yep.
We've got to do what our players, the kids we bring in, are best at. And what he's allowed his team to do is be a lot more efficient. Providence was one of the most efficient teams in the Big East last year. They hung on to the basketball. They guard you well. The Friars are that team that's on the rise in this conference.
And Yo-Yo Nogic does a lot of things well. So Jim Crowley has a great player in there. I love Yo-Yo pulling the strings for the Friars.
He came with the puns today.
Okay, number 3. Freshman phenom. You've got to learn the name, Quadasha Hoppy. Ho-ho! Coach Tardamella has a great young player there for the Red Storm.
And he needs it because of what he lost from last season is this team now without Aaliyah Lewis, who was really the one spearheading the action for them. So what St. John's has back is good shooting, and now get to know Hoppy, who can stretch the floor for them. It's a Red Storm team that's always been one of the best in the conference defensively. Now they're looking to find their identity on the other end of the floor.
I thought you'd make fun of me for naming my Freshman of the Year player after 2 games in the women's basketball season.
You do come in with hot takes, Jay Alter.
But you gotta
I'm not
love-
making fun of you because I'm used to it.
You got to love Hoppy. It gives you that energy, that spark that you said. St. John's has big shoes to fill, and maybe the freshman comes in and makes an instant impact and keeps St. John's where they expect to be, because for the last couple of years, the Red Storm, they've been contending at the top level of this conference, and I don't think Joe Tartamella wants to take a step back. He wants to get these new players into the system quickly and keep them at the top tier.
Let's take a look at what's number 2 on our top 5 storylines, and that is Harry Paredes. Villanova Wildcats have set up this home-and-home series in the past. Number 11 Duke inside Jake Nevin on Sunday.
And the Wildcats playing really well. Mary Gadeka coming off a double-double. Of course, Adriana Hahn, 18 points in their opener, a good win at Hartford. And there's a lot to like about Harry Paredes' program, but a statement could be made at their own place, Jake Nevin, when number 11 Duke comes into town.
We know that Villanova looks to wear you down with their offensive style, good ball movement. They've got to be able to defend 2 players who are on the Wooden Award nomination list.
Yeah.
That's Lexi Brown and Rebecca Greenwell. Duke's loaded.
But you have an opportunity here to make a statement, not only for Villanova, but for the conference by beating a team of Duke's quality like we saw DePaul do against Oklahoma already in this women's basketball season. And my number one, I should say our number one storyline, John.
Team up here.
Hey, you love to
Gosh, he's
see
taking all the shots.
Coach James Howard win his debut coaching the Hoyas. Both him and Coach Ewing getting their respective programs off on winning notes.
Hoyas bolted out to a 13-2 run in this one, and Deonna White is one of the best guards you will find in this conference. 25 points and 5 steals.
Georgetown, Coach Howard knows this team really well. He's been an assistant the last couple of years, and for him to get the first victory under his belt in emphatic fashion. Again, I said it at the top of this women's basketball show, I think depth is going to be the word for this conference in the women's basketball season.
Well, and there's Rich Parity, and with the Friday-Sunday schedule throughout conference play, these teams see each other a ton. It feels like you don't get a break in there. That's the grind of Big East women's basketball play, and that's how the parity gets amped up even more.
One school, one program we have not mentioned, but probably had the best weekend out of anybody. The Seton Hall Pirates, 2-0, including a win against ACC's Wake Forest. John Fanta chatted with a couple of Seton Hall players yesterday. They joined the Big East Digital Network.
The Seton Hall Pirates women's basketball team is off to a 2-0 start after a quality win at Wake Forest on Sunday, and we're joined by 2 standout Pirates now. Denasia Fountain, the transfer for the Hall, and Kayla Hilera, sophomore guard. Denasia, I'll start with you. You're the Big East Player of the Week, averaging 20 points, 9.5 rebounds. You always have expectations coming in as a transfer, but with this quick of a start, have your expectations been exceeded?
Not yet. We have like 30-plus games this season, so we're just getting started. Just want to get out here and we just gotta do what needs to be done. We gotta keep the train moving. We just getting started.
Kayla, how much do you think you guys learned from last year, the struggles that you went through? How much better off are you because of it?
I mean, we were really young, so right now, like, we have a lot of experience. Just some of the players that, the sophomores that played in the league itself, just having 1 year under our belt, it makes a big difference now, especially we can help the freshmen and all the newcomers coming into the Big East. And Rara, she's adjusting quickly, so she's also helping and leading us. And everybody's just supporting each other, and we have a lot more leaders, and people are being more vocal this year.
Rara, what's it like to work with the guard play you guys have so deep in the backcourt?
Like I said earlier in preseason, this is the best team I ever played on. So it makes it easy. Like, honestly, like, we're still getting to learn each other's game on the court, but at the end of the day, we're all basketball players. So we've been practicing day in, day out, and we're ready. So like I said, it's the best team I ever played on. So it just makes it easier for us to get going.
How much does the style you play have to do with that?
It has everything to do with it. Again, of course, because I am new, so there is a lot of adjusting, but not too much. You got KK who we're in, we're out, we're going. We're up and down that court, from getting steals to fast break, the transition. I don't want to tell y'all game plan, so but just like KK makes it so much easier because I'm used to playing with guards like KK. And then what I am new to working with is forwards like Shadeen and Taylor. Like, I have never played with such great forwards like that. So with our guard play and our forward play, like, once we all come together, we're gonna be a real hard team to beat.
All right, for both of you guys, what's your favorite Coach Bozzella-ism?
Oh man, yo, this
Uh,
I don't know. Like he's a character.
yeah,
Yo. He's a
he
character.
has a few things.
Go ahead.
He's very random. Like in practice, like we'll be calm. We'll just be going
Good
through.
or bad? Good or
Yeah,
bad?
good or bad. Like I'm telling you, he'll stop, blow his whistle, stop. That was good. That was good. Like he's just very random. Like
That's
you
a
just
fact. That's a fact.
you don't know what you're gonna get with Coach B, man.
He's random. Yeah, he's really random.
Your nicknames, KK and Rara. That sounds like a morning show.
The KK and Rah Morning Show.
What would be the first topic of discussion?
Oh no.
Fashion,
Uh,
music?
Probably both. Oh, or
Yeah,
fashion.
Probably
We can
fashion
talk about
first.
some sneakers.
Fashion and music,
Yeah. Then food.
then food.
Then
Yeah.
food, then food.
I'm gonna talk about LeBron. So
Oh, I
then,
like
then,
talking about LeBron.
Yeah,
exactly.
we can have a debate against LeBron. I'm a Kobe
Exactly.
fan.
See.
You're a who
See?
fan?
Kobe Bryant.
Who?
Well, he's retired. I don't know anything about him anymore.
He's still a goat. He's still a goat.
He's a
still the
legend.
GOAT.
He's still a GOAT, but man, I don't know. LeBron James. I
Nah,
think
he's
Rara
LeBron.
agrees with me.
LeBron is the man.
I do, but I give respect where respect is due.
Exactly.
I watched the documentary on Kobe Bryant for the first time ever a couple weeks ago, and I really look at him different. Like I really have so much respect for that man. So I don't even got no more beef with him. We cool, Kobe. We cool, man. We cool.
Princeton tomorrow night inside Walsh Gym. Rara, you've heard about the Walsh Gym atmosphere. Students going to pack it in. What's it going to be like?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for that. We're waiting for that. So I'm excited to see what it's gonna be like tomorrow night, and we're ready to go. We'll be ready to go.
On top of playing Princeton, the Pirates also giving away free pizza. It should be a lot of fun inside Walsh. KK Hilaire and Rara Fountain doing big things for the Pirates. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a great tandem right there for Coach Tony Bozzella. And they were making fun of their coach a little bit, having fun, I should say. A character, Coach Bozzella. He will absolutely be on the women's basketball program at some point during the season.
No doubt about it, and his team is much improved from a year ago. They were so young last year. They benefited from that experience. As you saw Hilaire say, this is a Seton Hall team, Jay, forcing over 50 turnovers in the first two games. That's really good defense, and they are better on that end of the floor this year. They're able to play a little bit more man-to-man. Tomorrow, though, against Princeton, Bella Allery was the Ivy League Freshman of the Year last season and was so good, started every game for that Tigers team. They got to contain her in the post, but if the Pirates can play at their Bozzella ball style, the transition pace, they're very tough to beat, also inside an intimate atmosphere. Walsh Gym.
It's a non-conference schedule that is not easy for Coach Bozzella. They've got UCLA coming in there in a couple of weeks. A lot of fun, though.
At Rutgers as well, so this is a squad that plays, and at Boston College. They've done a nice job of constructing their schedule with some power opponents. And while Wake Forest was picked in the back half of the ACC.
It's a football 5, yeah.
And Tony Bozzella's record against the ACC since he took the job, 4-0.
Wow, that's a huge stat for Coach Bozzella. Let's take a look at the non-conference games coming up for all of our schools in Big East women's basketball. We mentioned that Duke game. It stands out for the Wildcats at home, an opportunity to beat a really good Duke team.
I love the Penn State at Providence game inside Alumni Hall this weekend. Providence coming off the win over Northeastern. What can they show us in this one against a Big Ten team? Jim Crawley's squad is on the rise. They look much improved. Watch out for Providence here going forward. I like their guard play. They've got perimeter threats as well. String that yo-yo and get going, Matty Jolin. Watch out for the Friars.
And
Watch
then
out for them.
In-state battle, the Cornhuskers.
Oh, boy.
Jim Flannery coming to town.
Get me a steak.
Blue Jays, they own Nebraska. Give me the Blue Jays.
Medium rare.
Yes. Oh,
Right, medium
always
rare for
on my-
you?
Yeah.
What's your side?
2 medium rare guys? Potatoes.
Potatoes,
Just give me
strong potatoes.
Meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Folks, next week's Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We will be talking about that and more next week.
Yeah, we're
might-
sides. Now
I
I've
was
always
trying to
wanted
get a turkey in here.
Well, I'm joined by a turkey every day in here in the Big East Digital Network studios. No, what we should do is a
Well,
Thanksgiving.
no,
What?
you can't say that. What are you, crazy?
But you're a turkey.
I'm a turkey.
I
Just
wanna
ferment
do
hair
it.
gel again,
I want to do a Thanksgiving draft.
Okay.
You know, like a fantasy football draft.
Of food?
Of food. So once we both get a turkey. It's like a starting quarterback
He'd screw it
or a
up.
point guard. And then we go back and forth. So if you get the stuffing, it's off the board. But I might take some creamed corn.
You might get stuffed when we get off the air.
Wow.
I'm joking. We're back tomorrow with Big
Yeah.
E Shoot Around. But first, some hot chocolate. Right?
What?
Want some hot chocolate?
What are you
Carolyn
talking about?
Keeger wants some hot chocolate. Marquette opens up
what
at
is-
home this weekend, and they were rolling around on the golf cart around Milwaukee. Very cool.
That's awesome. Coach Keeger coming off a Big East championship, and I'll take some hot cocoa. It's cold. It's cold here in New York City. The weather has turned. It's winter. It's basketball season. That's why.
Big East Shoot Around tomorrow, 3 Eastern Time. Don't miss it. We're talking Gavitt games, looking at the first week of the season storyline, and much, much more. He's Jay Elter. I'm John Fanta. See you tomorrow, 3 Eastern. Shoot Around's live then.